Hello. Hi, Samara. Good morning. Um, I'm sorry. I'm I'm having trouble with my voice. No, it's a tea. No, I don't drink coffee. Um, I can, but I don't like it. I don't like coffee. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Parvati. How are you guys? Hi, Sam. A lot of S, a lot of users starting with S. I'm shuffling this deck because it's new. It's very pretty. So I bought it. I bought it with me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use it in live. So I shuffle it continuously because it's new. This deck is called the Gradient Rider, and it's all pink and pink colors. And actually, the design, because we know that the Rider White, it already has it's a very old design, but this customization, I would say, is by an Argentinian artist called Line Piratrix. So I was really drawn to all the pink colors, and I was like, oh, this looks so pretty, I want to have this. I often watch some people that they are tarot readers, but mostly they are tarot collectors. So they always display, for example, this is the Rider White. So they do have different different colors, different designs, different collections, some very old ones, some very recent ones. There's the before tarot and the after tarot that, for example, it shows you different scenarios of, for example, in the traditional we have this image. So then if you have the after tarot deck, it shows you what happens in the next scene after this. And if it's the before tarot, it shows you what happens before. So it's really interesting, really interesting. There's a lot of tarot decks, honestly. I do have a lot. I must say, I must have probably 40, 45 tarot decks, if I'm not mistaken, including oracles. But I try not to buy so much because it's like everything in life. You can buy a lot, but actually you then end up using the same one. So it happens. The other day I was looking for, because I was inspired, and I was like, I had a client and she was like, oh, I want to know about this and this. So I was like, oh, with her and her energy, I'm going to look for a new deck. I'm going to use a deck that I don't usually use. So, yeah, yes. So I went for it. I have a basket. I mean, I have a drawer full of very organized tarot decks. Then I have it's like a basket that it has the ones that probably are in little bags that I bought, that they no longer have the box. So I was like searching between them, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot I had this deck. And this deck is so beautiful, like. So it's like this. It is like everything in life, guys. I think that if you have a favorite item, or if you have like a favorite thing that you love to connect. But in my case, I think that I am very honest with myself. And I know when I want to buy a tarot deck because I want to have it because it's beautiful or it's pretty. And I know when I want to have it because I want to use it. Like I can separate these two different desires, so, but it's sad because actually, I always, I don't know if I mention this very often, but I do this whenever I talk to other tarot readers, that when I was younger, there weren't much tarot decks. Actually, there were the traditional ones, the Marsella, and then these, the Rider White, and the Rider White actually was really expensive. So now that we have a lot of creators and that there's a lot of demand of, new tarot decks, you have a lot of different of them. But actually, if you want to read the tarot, to be honest, you just need one. You just need one, you just cleanse it, you take care of it, you know. But yes, nowadays people have it to collect them, and somehow I'm I don't want to do that for myself, because I feel like it's not more about money, it's more that you are buying it to put it in a drawer or to display it somewhere, but you don't use it. So, you know. So how you been, guys? Tell me something. Tell me tell me how was your week? Yes, I do have crystals. Yes, I do. Not very like large ones because actually they are expensive, the big ones. But I think that the biggest one that I have is an aquamarine. No, it's amethyst. That it's like this big. It's this rock like this. But no, not, I have, like, I know because I do therapy with the crystals, so I know their properties, what their purpose is. If you wear this and this, and so I use them for that. I have necklaces as well. I have, and it's good when you work with people. Is really nice to wear a crystal because they look pretty, and at the same time it does give you a sort of protection of energy, and it looks nice. It's like an accessory, and of course it's meaningful because it's a stone. I had very interesting circumstances while working as a customer at customer service or as a salesperson, that I had to deal with a lot of different people with different energies, that I had different necklaces and corsets and different stones and crystals being broken in front of me. So, and being destroyed, or they disappeared, or they just evaporate. I don't know, and I think that it has to do when you are surrounded by a lot of people. Sometimes the crystals do absorb something that comes from the inside, from the outside to you directly. So for me, it had worked very many times, but you don't need to have that many. It's like, yes, I did have. I did have this. I didn't know it could happen. I mean, I read about that, but I didn't know. Crystal, we should show her blog. Oh, really? Oh, she definitely should wear crystals. Definitely, definitely. With all the energy that goes on around her and the backlash and people criticizing her, people wanting to be her, people wanting to, but there's something about yes, I think that I don't think it brings you luck, but for me at least, I think it protected my energetic field because I tend to be very sensitive to other people's energy. So, I'm sorry. It's very early here, and I'm having like allergies. Um, I actually had a coworker once that, uh, thank God there were other people around me as witnesses, so I'm not a crazy person by saying this. But I think I was wearing like a necklace like this. It was a pink crystal. It was like, oh, I'm not a pink crystal, rose quartz. And well, I was wearing it, and you know, when you wear this, sometimes people are like, "Oh, it's so beautiful. I want to touch it." And actually, they shouldn't touch your, because it's yours. It's close to you. It's very personal. Um, but well, it can happen that people feel drawn to it and want to touch it. In this case, this coworker that she wasn't working with me, but she worked in a company that I was working. So she came one day and she was like, "Oh, I love your necklace." And she was like, she grabbed it. She was like, she did like this. And after she left, I swear that I got really dizzy, that I couldn't work that day. I felt like I was going to faint, like as if energy, like as if she had absorbed my energy somehow, because I think that it was the way she grabbed the crystal. She was like this. She did like, it's not like when you touch it that you're like, "Oh, that's pretty," and you're like this. No, she did like this, and I think that also her energy was very dense. It's this sort of people that are very negative, and you can sense it. But I think that probably she got too close to my energy field, and the way she grabbed the stone probably was like too aggressive. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but that was a situation that actually happened with me and a crystal, and me almost fainting, and actually feeling like I lost my strength, like I was losing my my stability, and I swear that I had to work sitting down that whole afternoon, because I was feeling like, when you have like a pressure kind of problem where you feel dizzy and you feel like you're about to faint. Well, that's the feeling that I got. So I went to the we have a nurse we had a nurse in our staff, so she checked my temperature, she checked my pressure, and actually I was okay. Like, she was like, "Oh, maybe you tripped, or you make a sudden movement that make you feel dizzy." But my other friend that was with me working that day, she saw the whole approach of this person, and she was like, "I know it's because she touched your crystal. I know it, because it was the way she did it. It was very." And when I say this, I don't I was explaining to this other person that she was, "Oh, it's her fault," and I was like, "No, it's not." It's not that she intentionally goes around like, "Oh, I'm going to steal your energy, or I'm going to hurt you, or I'm going to evade your energy." It's just that I think that she herself carried something, like a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness, probably a lot of frustration. There was something that she carried with her, and when she touched the crystal, it seems like she passed it on my crystal and on me, because the crystal, especially when you wear these crystals that you wear them next to your skin and your heart, is connected to you somehow. Yes, it's okay. It's just that I was actually, before I started, I was listening to my analysis of yesterday Venus in the signs of NCT that I did, that I loved yesterday, and today I think I'm going to upload the second part, the part 2. But it was really interesting. I was listening to it because, this is something that I don't know if people are interested into knowing how I work, but when I am doing an interpretation, this is why I of course that I no, I didn't do all of them. I only did 5. I divided them into 2 parts. 5, the hewn line, you can say the hewn line, and then I'm going to do the magna line today, because oh yes, yeah, I'm sorry. And like I always say, I have read a lot of books throughout all my life. Like, I know the theories, I know everything about astrology, and oh yes, and I also, what I do is that I connect with their energies, and I somehow, like, I interpretate scenarios. This is why I give you examples, probably very routinary examples, of how they would express that energy. And sometimes I'm not aware while I'm recording my analysis or interpretation. Also with the tarot is the same. I do not record. I mean, I do not have like a script where I'm like, this is why sometimes my readings go all over the place, But I do not give it like a structure. I say what I want to say, what I feel like saying and expressing in that moment. So sometimes I upload it, and then when I start getting the comments or the feedback, I'm like, oh, I said that. Because once I express it and I share it with you guys, it's no longer mine. It's out to the world, to the public, to whoever is interested in listening. So it's not like I'm thinking like, oh, because I said this of this way, or my idea was this. No, I actually, I am very free in that sense. And I also get so connected while I'm interpreting it, that I sometimes say things and I don't remember that I said them. So that's sometimes I go back and rewatch it to see if that made sense. Because I always, I think that if you watch my videos, you would probably be like, oh, you always ask us, or you always finish a sentence saying, I don't know if I made sense or if I made myself understood. Because sometimes I do say a lot of things that I know I am aware of, that I'm saying something that, that probably I'm expressing myself and I'm letting it out. But I don't know if I make sense sometimes. So this is why I ask you guys all the time, like, can you give me a feedback? Can you like tell me if my message was clear? Because maybe, I don't know, I can get excited and say a lot of things, and probably you're like, what is she saying? Like, what is she talking about? And for example, yesterday I had another client that she's a usual client of mine, and she is a Gemini. And I was telling her, because she was like, oh, I love your readings. Like, you always like help me to connect with what I was thinking. I was feeling like this, and your reading helped me a lot. And I was telling her that when I read for Geminis, or a Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini energy in general, I get really like, I don't know, like possessed by Mercury energy, or by Gemini energy that I cannot stop talking. I say 1,000 words per minute probably because I get so connected with the energy of the sign of Gemini that I start like it's like I unravel information, and I'm like, you need to know this and this and this. And of course, being a Gemini person, they love that because Gemini loves information. They love it. And somehow I connect with their energies. And I have 0 elements in air. I don't have any air elements in my chart. Oh, thank you. Yes. No, I just love it because, I think that I always learn from the feedback. I always learn because, for example, the other day I was talking to my army friends, and hi, Jessie, thank you. Um, and they watched the Jungi reading, and they were like, "Oh, it was great." We were talking about that, and one of them was like, "But did you know that today is not Jungi's birthday? That you know, actually Jungi's birthday is March the 9th." And I said that it was March the 1st when I uploaded it. So I was, that's Jungi energy for you right there. He always confuses me. He always confuses my, and I was like, happy birthday, happy birthday. So I hope that not so many armies watch my Jungi reading because they are going to be upset that I do not know Jungi exact birthday. But I felt so ashamed. I was like, how come? Because honestly, I'm not good at maths or everything that is related with numbers, but actually I'm good at remembering useless data, like dates, random facts, like I have a good memory, and when it comes to astrology, I do remember some things. Um, but I got Jungi's birthday wrong. And through all the video, I was like, happy birthday, Jungi. We're going to celebrate Jungi's birthday today. So, oh my God. Oh, oh. As you have, do you get attracted to your brains? Because, and I get astrology. Um, I actually get freaked out every time I meet a nerd, a nerd sign because I don't trust them. Like I don't know why because I always dated people that were mostly earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, Taurus and Virgo, Sagittarius. Um, I tried to date Scorpio. I was really attracted. I wanted to marry that guy, that Scorpio guy, but the issue was that we were both Moon Scorpio. I mean, he was a Scorpio, I'm a Capricorn, but we both have had Moon in a Scorpio, and we would be in the entire date, like looking at each other, like define each other, like, oh, tell me about you, but I won't tell you about mine. So, um, yes, I think that I love my biases that they are Scorpio. Definitely, they have an appeal, but I think that Scorpio males, at least from my experience, I think they don't like me. And I'm not saying that they don't like me because I do something wrong. I think that they feel intimidated by my energy. The Scorpio guys that I know, they always date females that somehow they are not aware of their manipulation. I don't know if I make sense, but I feel like when they sense that you are a bit like, that you know, that you have like a sort of perception that you can see through them, they don't like it. So I think they always go for probably a more submissive or someone that is clueless. You know, probably I met, you know, Scorpio people being like in relationships with air elements, air signs, you know, for example, Gemini, Libra, Leo also, Leo, Aries. And I'm like, it makes sense because their signs are very outgoing, they are very like, you know, they live the moment, you know, they don't pay much attention. So I think that um, yes, yes. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you. And you know, I'm saying this about males because actually, women, I have a lot of friends, Scorpio female friends, and they are the opposite. They are very sensitive. They are always very well connected with their strengths, their vulnerability. You know, Scorpio females are amazing. But males, for me, males, because I was like, how come? Um, I was like, how come I cannot date a Scorpio guy? Because since I'm a Scorpio moon, you know, I tend to gravitate to Scorpio energy because I feel like they represent everything that I am inside. So they are like, oh, you would be a good match. And, you know, I'm a Capricorn, so Capricorn and Scorpio, they tend to get along really well. But, you know, I never passed the second date with them. Never. And yes, we liked each other. Yes, we clicked instantly. You know, we had chemistry, everything. But somehow there was like, you know, like this. There was this moment where, you know, I was like, okay, like, you know, like, who are you? What do you want? You know, because everyone thinks that because the Scorpio is a water sign, they are like, oh, they are into, maybe using tarot. Oh, you're right about that. You're right. He may be a tarot reader in his secret, in his. You know, this very Scorpio. I loved when he said this. I love it when he said, "This is secret hour." He was like, "Shh," you know, and I was like, I love it. I love it because that's something that I think that I admire about him. That I think that not all Scorpio males they have it. Is that they are secretive and they are petty and they are control freaks, but they just put on a mask like, oh, I'm a nice guy. And no, you are manipulative. But there's something about Utah that I don't know if it's because his Mars is in just Sagittarius. I don't know his rising, but he, yeah, but he just goes with the flow. I think that he would be the guy that he would be like, okay, I want us to be just friends, or I don't mind, like he would tell you right away how he feels. I think there's an authenticity in Utah's intensity. You know, it's like he knows himself very well. Because you have the Scorpio people that they use their energy to the fullest potential, and you have the Scorpio people that use it for a lower, that is to get what they want and then they disappear. You know, so it's always about them. This is why sometimes people that date a Scorpio, they are like, never again, never again. Because it's a traumatic experience. Because for the other people perception, they seemed very quiet, very nice. And when you are in a relationship with them, you definitely see their, at least I see it. I see it. Mosaics is to witchcraft. Oh my God. How can this is something that, you remember the other life that I said about these tragic and exaggerated readers, that I'm like, what show are you putting on? Like, come on. How can you see that on the cards? I can see spirituality, but I cannot tell you like, oh, he's doing tarot and he's doing a witchcraft and he's doing manifestation. Like, how do you do that? How do you get that from the cards? Yes, you should. Yes. And Ki-hyun, I love Ki-hyun energy, because when I read for him, I actually read very honestly. And when I read for Yutar, ideal romantic partner was the same. He definitely showed me the dark side of being related to him. His fears, his insecurities, what he thinks he should work on, the kind of people that they attract. That probably, like I say, when you have a Venus in Scorpio, when you are a Moon in Scorpio, sometimes it's not that you are only the source of toxicity and possessiveness and jealousy. Sometimes you are, there are these type of partners that come into your life to show you all that, to reflect you all that. Sometimes I see people that are like, oh, I don't know why I got so many jealous partners if I'm not jealous. It's because they are reflecting you. They are reflecting you, what a part of you that you are not acknowledging. So you project it on your partner. You're like, oh, that my partner is the jealous one. I am not jealous. I'm an angel. And I think that when I read for Scorpio people, definitely, at least in the cards, I can see honesty. I can see raw honesty. Their fears, their insecurities, probably a bit of traumatic experiences they had in the past. Having same moon as your partner is a good thing? Yes, probably. Probably is because you get each other. You get each other in a very, probably you are not aware that you get each other, because actually for you to see your significant other moon, you need to live with them. You need to share a roof, you need to live every day with them, you need to go through a lot of stuff, a lot of emotional circumstances, so their moon sign will start to manifest the traits. They don't show it on public. So you have to have a level of intimacy with them. Oh yes, he doesn't look like a Scorpio. He looks like, maybe it's because of his moon in Gemini. Um, no, but it's okay. It's okay. Actually, moon in Cancer people, I have dated moon in Cancer people, and they are a bit dramatic, yes, but they take really well care of you. They take care of you. They are always ready to listen to you. They make you feel at home. They make you feel like you care, like they care. Especially my water moon loves that level of intimacy. Of course, that they have their moments. They are not easy to deal with. Something that I notice, at least in the male case, is that they do something for you, and eventually, especially when they have an argument, they rub it to your face, basically. They are like, oh, I did this for you. Have you seen how much I sacrifice for you? Like, do you know how much I worked for this relationship? Or, oh, I gave you this. And you're like, yes, you did this because You loved me. You said you loved me. So you did this because you, it's like, like I can be grateful and I can say thank you. But if you think that I owe my life to you because you were there for me, it's like, are you being generous or are you being like manipulative? Because the moon in Cancer is very manipulative. They talk about the Scorpio, but they don't talk about Cancer energy manipulate traits. I definitely caught that. I caught that. I experienced that, and I'm like, yes, they do have their very loving and caring and sweet traits. They make you feel really special when you are in a relationship with them. But when they are upset and when they don't get what they want, they can throw a pity party like, oh my God. Oh my God. But, to respond, Minnie, I think it was Minnie, we were talking about Honjon, that Honjon doesn't seem like a Scorpio. He reminds me a lot of Mercury energy. He reminds me a lot of, because of his moon in Gemini, and also because I believe he has Mars in Virgo. So there's something about Mars in Virgo idols that they represent more Virgo energy than actually the Virgo guys, the Virgo idols, the Virgo sun idols. Because I noticed their nervousness. There's something, in their their body language, I would say. They seem very nervous. They seem very like, okay, we have to get this right. Like, they are probably sitting next to you and they are looking like other side. They are like this, like they are like, oh. But it's not about being a deep thinker. It's more about like, oh, I have to do this and this and this and this and this. And you can see them like a bit dispersed, a bit like, And for me, yes, and I think his rising is in Leo. He does remind me also of Leo energy. Very, very, very like, he caught your attention somehow. Oh, yes. There's this level of, back in Korea, maybe we'll come back. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe then we can pull a card for them to see how they're doing. Yes, there's this level of social anxiety, like it seems, I think that this also happens to Moon in Virgo. It seems like they don't enjoy being in the now. They're always one step ahead, or probably they would prefer, to end an interview, or to end, if they are playing a game, for example, they cannot wait to finish their schedule to go back and do something productive. So they are, I would say, yes, they are a bit like, they are sitting in there, but you can see them like how they feel a bit uncomfortable. They are like, okay, yes. Jackson is very imperative. I definitely see him doing a lot of things. Yes. And I never dated a Moon in Virgo. I have best friends that are Moon in Virgo, but I think I tried to, let's say one of the ATS members will leave. I don't think they will leave. I mean, this is what I always say about what you consume as an audience. Change is inevitable in life. We know this. We know that, groups come and go. Some of them have an expiration date. Even the most famous one day will be like, oh, remember this group? Oh, yes, they are no longer around. Yes, that can happen. But I think that sometimes it's like, do we need to know that now? That's something about some tarot readers that I think that is like, what's the purpose of you communicating what you are seeing? Like, what, I don't know, because I put myself in the place of the people that are watching me, and I wouldn't want to read that. Yes, Parvati, this is why you were talking about Eric from The Voice. That's why I called my life K-pop and mental health. I mean, I know that in the statement that the company released, it doesn't say mental. It says health issues. It doesn't say mental, and that's one thing that we have to take into consideration. But, yes, exactly, Minnie, exactly. Like, what do you gain into saying that? More views? More clicks? You're taking the fun of someone's experience with their favorite group. You are inducing fear in them. Like, why do you do that? Are you going to support them, give them emotional support after? Are you going to offer them consolation? Are you going to talk to them? Like, why do you deliver those messages? Like, what do you want? Because for someone that communicates, there's also karma. Words have an immense power. Words can destroy, words can create. We know this. We all know this. And this is why when we are talking about the voice Eric having health issues that that I talked, I think it was in my first live, I talked how after I got out of Twitter for completely, I logged in for a second and I saw that that there were jobbies that they were talking about, how actually how angry they were that they were sending Eric these very malicious messages. They even paid to send these messages, private messages to him, asking him to leave the group because he was the reason why they all got COVID in the first place, because he was the first one. So I was really upset about that. And now that I read that he is on hiatus, I am even more upset. Because Eric is a sweet guy. Eric is very devoted to his fans. He's always remembering the fans, that he loves them. And I know that all idols do this. All idols are like, oh, I love my fans, I love my fandom, I love you, please take care of yourself, please, like, remember that we are here for you, remember to cheer up, remember to have a good day. It's part of their job to build a close relationship or a close interaction with their fans. But in the case of Eric, he is the magne. It means that he is, the youngest. And the level of emotional maturity that guy has when it comes to remembering his fans, staying in communications with the fans. So they are like, they have a better day just by reading his messages or watching or seeing his pictures. He made the effort. He's always communicating, and there's not a lot of magnets in the group that do this. I think that the difference between Eric and also Eric and the other members is that Eric is very affectionate, and he's very, outgoing, and he is very, like, it seems like he enjoys to interact with the fans. So you have this idol that is very willing, um, you know, it's like, how can you ruin that? Because if you got these hateful messages, would you really want to keep being that nice and approachable? No, you wouldn't. And it's not going to be the same when he comes back. So thank you to the haters for that. So it's unfair. It's unfair because it's like you take the joy. Yes, he has a moon Scorpio. He is like my astrological twin, besides JB and Jenny, because yes, he is a Capricorn with the moon Scorpio. Yes, and I feel like his energy is very similar to mine actually, because I think I am a Capricorn, but I am not. I can be, but I choose to be a friendly Capricorn, not an intimidating Capricorn. And I think that for Eric is the same. He just or he got the role, or he's really good at that. I don't know, to be this energetic guy. To be, of course, he's the magnet, but he chose to give this message of like, okay, I'm opening my heart and my emotions to you, so I can make you feel special. So if you do this, like, if I were him, honestly, I would be really affected. I would really be affected because we as fixed signs, because Capricorn is a fixed sign, and I think that Scorpio is also a fixed sign. No, actually, Scorpio is a fixed sign, and Capricorn is just stubborn. But I think that we don't let go of things easily. So to see that they did this to him, he will probably, if he has issues, is because he's not letting go of those mean comments. He cannot let go. And I think that no one would in his situation. I believe he has a Venus or a Mars in Sagittarius. There's one of these planets, but also his rising is in Pisces. His rising is in Pisces. So Pisces was ruled by Jupiter as well, just like Sagittarius. That's why you feel like he has this expansive energy, very friendly, very, like open. Because to have, I always wondered this, because ever since I know about my birth chart, my elements, for example, I am a Capricorn and I have a Scorpio moon, and these signs together, they build a sort of like, if Capricorn is hard to read, imagine being a moon in Scorpio. These two signs together are very like, so, and are very difficult, like very like dominant, and I always was like weird about that, because I don't consider myself that. I can be inflexible, yes, but I wanted not to be. So I learned to be a better person. I always wanted to be a better person and to help others. And that's when reading my my birth chart, I realized that I have Jupiter and the Sun and my Sun in the first house. So it means that if I have Jupiter and the Sun in the first house, it means that my energy is more on the first house. That it means that it's more Aries, and also, oh, Shotaro, I love Shotaro. Also, Shotaro is another moon in Scorpio, and Sagittarius, a very happy one. Um, so I have this Jupiter influence, like that makes me more approachable to people. Yes, I can be intimidating when I want to, but I don't go around like, I try to be more friendly, because I want to get close to people. Like, I don't want people to fear me or to think that, oh, she thinks that she's so stuck up, or she thinks that she's better than all people. That we Capricorn, we get that a lot, and we are not like that. But our faces, our face, our mannerisms sometimes makes people think that we are like this. Not a lot of people like us, and this is when I see people, idols that have the same energy. For example, JB, Jenny. I'm like, oh, I get why you get all the hate, or probably why people are so obsessed with you. Because when you have a moon Scorpio, people get obsessed with you, especially because you don't show them everything about you. So people are like, why? You must be hiding something. Tell me all about you. You must be hiding something from me. And it's like, no, I'm not hiding anything. I'm just reserved. Or I show you, is like, and also when we are at work, because they are idols is their profession, we show what we are told that we have to show, and nothing more, nothing less. So I think that people are obsessed with Jenny, and also JB. I noticed that JB has this very dark Capricorn energy that he's intimidating for me as well. But so not many people like us Capricorn. They can admire us, but they think that we are too stuck up, or they think that we are very frivolous, or are that very ambitious, and that we don't like people. And yeah, we don't like just everyone, but uh, actually I met people that they were like, oh, when I first met you, I didn't like you. How to change that? Because yes, I have, we were talking about the Capricorn rising. Yeah, I don't know what is it actually. Yes, the Capricorn rising does that too, but that's something that I'm also thinking about. I always think I'm a double Capricorn, and I consider myself the most flexible and open-minded Capricorn that you can find. I mean, I wasn't always like this, but I mean that I cultivated myself. I studied. I did a lot of soul searching, to be better, to be much more than just a face or an image. But I met people, probably I do have mannerisms or something like that people just don't like me. People just don't like me. And it's not that, like I said, it's not that they don't like me because I have an attitude that but they feel intimidated. My astrology teacher, we had our in our classes, we were at first we were this very small group of, I believe we were five of us. There were two Aquarius girl, a Scorpio, a Libra, and me, a Capricorn. And when we got to the part that we had to talk about Capricorn energy, she is a Cancer, my teacher, and she was like, it's just that Capricorn takes a lot of room. Like Capricorn energy is so strong because of Saturn, the planet that rules us, and it's so like, oh, it's so immense and it's so like potent that when you, for example, are in a group, in a very small group, um, you get attention to yourself. Everyone is looking at you. Um, and I felt that, because I always am very like, I don't pay attention to myself. I try to, to listen to the other person, and but I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm sitting like this, and I'm going to be like this, and then I'm going to be like this, and no, nothing at all. I'm not like that. I'm not anxious about what other people see of me. Is like, okay, but I'm not that into myself. I'm like, I'm here, yes, and I try to be as transparent as possible. That's maybe because I have Jupiter in the first house. I'm very welcoming. I'm really excited to be where I am. When I meet people, I'm like, hi, you know. So I don't consider the energy to be that, but I noticed that actually Capricorn, because everyone is like, oh, Leo gets all the attention because they shine, because they have this aura. And I think that Capricorn also has this sort of aura that intimidate people, and they're like, you my teacher, my astrology teacher, she was like, you take so much energy from the room that you don't realize it. It's like, and she was like, when a Capricorn is in a meeting or when a Capricorn is in a room where there are other signs, you can definitely tell right away who is the Capricorn in the room, because we have this certain intimidating aura. And it's not about intimidation. It's more about this strong Saturnian, very, very dark, very, not dark, but very, very like stable, like, okay, here I am. I'm here, I'm here, and you're going to watch me, and you're going to you're going to focus on me, so, but we don't like attention. I think that we Capricorn, we don't like attention, but we do get the attention. And we do get a lot of people being jealous of us also, especially when we are considered for positions of power. For example, when people chooses you to be the leader or to be a boss or to be someone of reference, people always like look at you like they don't like it. They are like, why her? Why is she the leader? Why? They don't say it to your face. I noticed that, like, and I had that type of confrontation with a lot of Scorpios as well, especially not a Scorpio Sun, more like a Scorpio Mars. I had someone that actually I had a good relationship with. But Scorpio Mars people, they tend to hold grudges against you. That they stop talking to you, and they just are like angry at you. They are passive aggressive. They don't say it to your face. They just stop talking to you, and they just ghost you, and you're like, what's wrong with that person? And I think that when I had that sort of confrontation with that, I remember that she was a Pisces, this girl, but I also had a male also, that he was like, I don't know, he got upset, they got upset about something that I said probably, or I did something, and they would stop talking to me, and they would avoid me. So I was like, okay, I I am a Moon Scorpio, so it's not, I can read very well the room. It's like I can see, like I always say, I can see in your actions and in your silence and in your ghosting and in your stupid manipulation tactics. I can see what you're doing. And that's very childish. Because if you have a problem with me, you can say it to my face. But you don't say it to my face. Why? So I would like, consciously, I would go and I would talk to them. And I would look at them and I would, and I would be like trying to absorb, to see if, to give them the intimacy or the place to be like, okay, if you have something to say to me, say it. Say it to my face. But they never did. But I could feel the anger. I could feel the passive aggressiveness in them. Like, oh, if I could tell you these things, I would tell you, but I'm going to revenge. I'm going to wait for my moment, this very scorpionic thing. And I was like, okay, let's unveil the mystery. Like, what do you have to say to me? And they wouldn't say it. So, you cannot mess with the Capricorn with the moon in Scorpio. We are powerful. I mean, like I always say, we are really nice. But it's like, if you want to play the manipulation tactics and like, oh, I think I have control over you because I stopped talking to you. I'm waiting, I'm waiting. And this is something that probably is also very Scorpio of me. I want that person to react. I want that person to get upset with me. And if they want to shout at me or if they want to say something to me, like, say it. Come on, show it. Like, let it out. But you're not going to manipulate me, so I say, I attack you or I confront you about something that actually you have a problem with, not me. Because if I confront you, then I am the one that is complicated or that it's problematic. And you can be like, oh, see what she did right there? I was so nice to her and she attacked me. No. So watch out, guys. If you have a friend or someone that has a Mars in Scorpio, you would go through moments where they would stop talking to you or they would try to be revengeful at you and they would give you the evil eye to see if you, they would watch you across the room, like this, like trying to curse you or something like that. It's really funny. It's really funny. It's really funny. Oh my God. But we all learn. Astrology is really fun in that way because you're like, oh, I understand. I understand a few things now. I understand why this person is like this. And it's not actually to say like, oh, like to explain or find an explanation. Some people are just rude. Some people are just rude. And they blame it on their zodiac sign. They blame it on the zodiac sign. And it's not about the planets. It's not about the planets. It's about you being an awful person. Okay, guys, I've been shuffling and holding this deck. I think it's very cured. It's very like into my energy right now. So if you have questions, I did bring my pen and paper. So I can write down your questions if you have any. Yes, don't blame the poor planets. Or your sign. If you want to be mean, just be mean, but that's what I'm saying. Don't be passive aggressive. If you have a problem, say it. God 7, come back. G Idol Sujin. Hello. I hate banana ketchup. I love your username. I hate banana ketchup. I'm writing the request. I hate banana ketchup. So if you have any. Hi, Hilal. Who do you want to read it most now? Eric? I'm worried about Eric. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that to the very sweet guy. I don't know. I feel so angry. Like, and we were talking about this. The first live that I did, remember, we were talking about how words, oh, 17. Is there any blinks in the house? Because I need, I need blinks to, why any blinks is around when I need them? Because they always ask me like, oh, can you do a reading for this? Can you do a reading for Jenny? Can you read for Jenny? Can you? And I'm like, oh yeah, yes. And that guy also looked very affected. Do you see that they change and they, for a while, they cannot. Oh, especially yes, he is a moon in Aries. You know that when they are upset, you can read it on their face, and it's not like, oh, I'm hurt by what you said to me. I'm angry at you. Yes. I cannot imagine the many times that actually, yes, that one. Thank you, Parvati. But can you confirm me that actually there's a Blackpink comeback? Because I heard, but I wanted to be sure. Okay. Yes, did you see? There's a change in their attitude towards the fandom. Okay. Oh, that's so me. Yes. If Bibi will win Kingdom, I can try, but Queendom is very controversial. There you are going to see a lot of interruptions in Queendom. Yes, he's the Libra friend we all need. The diplomat friend we all need. He is. We need that. We need that kind of energy. Yeah, Jenny confirmed it when she was. Okay, great. Oh, I watched that. It was very, very funny to watch them. It's great to see Jenny. To see Jenny beside being on a photo, like, or on a picture, or posing, you know. Yes. Sametini speculating come back soon. Can you read for 80s? Okay, but we have to choose. Do you want me to read for their comeback or do you want me to read for the plagiarism? I actually saw someone, a tarot reader, that did, I'm sorry, that did a reading about how it is felt about plagiarism. I don't want to like read for that subject. Like I can read it now, but like I say, I think that if she did a tarot reading about that, you should check out her reading also. Oh, I just heard. Actually, I came across a few TikToks about mosaics, and I am slowly getting into their history because I'm since I'm publishing videos about the readings that I do for them. Now, like more things about mosaics start to appear, so I'm learning. Okay, so what do you want to know about ATs? Comeback or plagiarism? If we have time, we can do both. But I'm saying that it's two questions for one group. So, Monster X. Okay. Because you know about ATs and plagiarism, and I think that I know I didn't pull a card about that subject, but I think that how can I say this? I think that ATs is ATs. You know, like they can try, they can try, they can copy, they can do a lot of things, but ATs is ATs. That girlfriend was company. Oh, I think I read that also, Lindsay. I think I saw a small clip about that also. Poor girls. Poor girls. It's tough being a female, guys. Newest? Oh, you want me to pull a card for newest or a reading in the channel? You know, I think that sometimes those abrupt changes or endings, I think that they make the artist come back stronger. They make the artist focus on their desires and, you know, like, what do you want to do now, from now? Okay, they close the door. What do you want to do? Yes, yes, that's the same, I think. They can copy all they want. But for me, at least for me, and I think for a lot of people, the pirate concept, most memorable, I'm not saying that they owned it, but the most memorable for me is ATs, and this is why they cultivated so much with it. They made their whole concepts in Kingdoms performances based on that. They carry the storyline, they carry the concept, a very clear concept that's why the judges in Kingdom were able to remark about why they got also, one of the many reasons why they got number one, because they were able to carry that pirate concept through all and connect all the stories. Yes, and did you notice, Lindsay, that they look prettier? They are glowing. They are glowing, the girls. I miss different also. I love their music. But, you know, I think that for me it's better. They are unlocking their potential anyways. If they want to work, nothing is going to stop them. It's going to be difficult, yes, probably because, like I mentioned, there's a lot of new girl groups, there's a lot of competition, but you just have to be consistent. Do you really want it? Do you really want to be part of the industry? Okay. Yes. It's like living a trashy relationship. Sometimes the endings are necessary. And of course that for us that we are on the outside, we are like, oh my God, what happened? You know, we fear for them. We fear for them. And I'm sure that they have fears of their own as well. But I think that if you have the talent, I think that, but there's always a sense of I need to take care of myself with females idols. I don't know what's going on with female idols. I don't know what they go through, because there's this sense I need to protect myself. It's very fishy. Okay, guys, let's start with the questions. God 7, come back. Oh, 2 cards. Well, it's a new deck. The Magician. I think that the Magician is like, they have a lot of possibilities. They have a lot of resources. It's like they can do wherever. Yes, Umji is a different kind of Umji. I love Center Umji. She looks amazing. I was watching her in the video and I was like, is that Umji? I love it for her. God 7, come back, the Magician. I think that they could potentially release something. They have the power. And they have a lot of ideas. And they are feeling very prosperous and very in their power. They are very independent. They are, they have the power. They can guide their energy and their resources wherever they want, to whatever objective or goal that they want to achieve. Probably they will aim for a lot of things. They will aim for a lot of things because the Magician has a lot of resources, a lot of tools. You see, the Magician has a lot of tools of different elements in his table. So it means that wherever he puts his creativity on, is going to come out and is going to be very, very entertaining, very like this, being on the spotlight, and all thanks to their own efforts, not other people's efforts. This time is about them. This is going to be very important for them. And there's also a sense of efficiency, of I'm my own boss. I own myself. I own my resources. No one is going to take my resources away from me. They are great. They are great. They are great guys. They mature a lot. I think that they matured a long time ago, but yes, I'm very proud of them. And this is a revenge. This is a form of revenge. You coming back better, wiser, more resourceful than ever. You've been like, oh, you let me go? Great. I have this. Yes. I love it because they do not have a victim mentality. And I'm not saying that the idols that left, they are a victim mentality, but the companies and the media prey on them or picture them that way. Oh, they left the company. Oh, the one member left, like as if they weren't like intelligent people that also know how to do business, or at least they're going to learn how to do business. Idols are very smart. I have to do a reading for Joyce. They're very hardworking. They're very hardworking. Did you see their amazing concert? I think this course will stick around for a while. Probably, yes, they are tired. But there's something about their resilience. There's something about them. Like, look at, I never get her name right. The one that was in hiatus. She was part of the concert, and she was amazing in it. Yes, there is it. Yes, but it's just that he does look for that sort of people. Jane Young, yes, that one, Jane Young, Jane Young. Um, JYP does look for that sort of people. You know that I said that he's obsessed with the Capricorn energy. He's obsessed with the Capricorn energy. Oh, his whole groups have a lot of Capricorn energy. Uh, because he knows that they will keep working no matter what, and they will not complain. And they will be very professional and very cold about, okay, yes, probably I'm sick and I'm feeling, yes, they are very consistent, yes. But what I was saying about groups leaving a company or you know, ending things with the company, I think that it's a great example of transformation. You know, like, yes, I know it's going to be tough, but now I am where I want to be. It's just that I didn't realize where I wanted to be because I was in a company that told me that, oh, this is the thing, or this. I think that, no, I think that probably JYP is in his house, monitoring them from his house, sending emails. You know, I don't know which reading was this that I did, that for the next for and mix, that I saw I believe he was present on the reading because he got represented like the King of Swords, and I was like, he's monitoring them from afar like a hawk, you know, watching his prey. He's like all over, you know, like flowing like a drone all over them, you know, like monitoring them. And I think that he doesn't have the need to control or to monitor, but he does it because he probably is a control freak and he's a bit paranoid. Oh, yes. But he wants to play eccentric. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be like, oh, I introduce you this new technology or this new way of doing things. And actually, it's not new at all. It's not new at all. I don't know why the songs are so loud, are so like, look, I love JYP artists, but there are some tracks that you're like, why it changes like this? I don't understand. Oh, yes. Yes. He does love girl groups more. Yes. Okay, let's move on to G Idol Sujin. Actually, can we say G Idol? I don't think. We can say Sujin, right? Because she is independent now. Do you have her last name? Oh my. Well, I don't need her last name. A card just come up. Oh my God. Sujin wanted the whole reading. Sujin wanted a whole reading. This is for Sujin. This is the whole reading. I could make a video of this. Do you want me to do a video of this? Or I can give you an interpretation, a brief interpretation right now. Or we can make a video of this. Probably today. So, because there are a lot of fans probably waiting to hear something from her. I can make a video about this. I'm going to make a video of this. Because it's complex, it's a lot. Yes, I'm going to make a video today because I think it deserves like a broader, and I'm going to put an oracle also. Yes, that's why I was thinking, oh spirit, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe they, is she the one that is a moon in Leo? I think is she a Pisces with a moon in Leo? I think she is, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken her for other person. I think when I read for her, if she is the one I'm thinking of, she is a Pisces with the moon in Leo. Hello, Asel. Okay, the voice, Eric. What? And I shuffled. You did see me that I shuffle. Um, the magician again. The magician again. Um, Eric is going to be all right. Everything is going to come out of this stronger. Yeah. Eric is going to be all right. He's a resilient person. It's just that he needs time to collect his thoughts. Maybe he feels he's very young. You know, I mean, sometimes people forget that because yes, he works with he works his body. He looks mature. He looks, you know, stable. But he's still a kid. I'm not saying he's a minor, but I'm saying that there's a part of him that is very impressionable. So people should be more careful about the things they say. But he's going to come out of this stronger. And he's going to also not hold any grudges about this. I think he's reflecting a lot on himself. He's also like taking ownership and responsibility of why he feels the way he feels. And also he's a very hardworking person. So for him to be hiatus is not, even though he can feel a lot of things inside, he's like, I cannot waste my time like this. The group needs me. I need to recover. I need to come back. I need to control myself. I need to control my body. I need to control my mind, my emotions, my whole well-being, so I can come back to with the guys. But see, this that he accomplishes, this power over himself, this magician, he is recovering in this because of his own strengths, not because of, you know, like this is his decision. This is his mindset. This is his power. So you should be thankful that he is not that vulnerable. Because if it was someone else, we will be seeing other things. Thank God this idol, this magnet, has this power of resolution, of being like, okay, I have to come back. Okay, 17. Oh, the Page of Swords in reverse. And I was looking and I don't have cards in reversed, but this one came in reversed. Page of Swords in reversed. So there's something about ideas and communication being a bit stuck. You know, probably they want to communicate more or they want to release more content, and somehow it's going to be a bit of a struggle. You know, there are ideas, but I feel that some of them are very fresh, or there are not enough people working to give them the material that they need. Probably they do have the ideas, they do have the initiative, they do have like a lot of creativity, but there's not much action. You know, there's a lot of things that are being left in a draft, you know, like they are not picked up, they are not turned into action. So probably yes, you will see probably like content, you know, online content, or everything that has to do with internet and communication. But action, you know, I mean, like, do you know if they're having a comeback soon? Because I see a lot of ideas, yes, a lot of information, a lot of like probably content, but I mean physical, like them performing. I don't see it. And there's like this a bit of argument of there's a lot of like conversations, you know, there's a lot of like talking, a lot of conversations, and a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of things said, you know, but when it comes to the end, I don't see, like, I was expecting probably like a more active, like, yeah, like, but yes, you will get content. It's just that I think there's a, with 17, there's something there that it's, I don't know if their communication with the company is not very fluent, because it's not the first time that they get cards in reverse. So there's something about their message or their ideas not being taken into consideration, or actually being like received, but then they don't hear from the people that are supposed to give them a resolution, or give them like, okay, we will take it or we won't take it. But the ideas are, because I see creativity and I see like a need to create something. Probably the guys are very involved in the creative process, but there's like this rejection, you know, like these ideas, these great ideas are left in a draft. Yeah, there's something there. There's something in there. But I think that they should they should get more support. I don't know if they are like, I wouldn't say they are left to the side, but I think that people should invest more in them. It reminds me of TXT energy. You know, the guys are okay. They have everything they need. They are in a stable company. It's not that their career is in danger. It's just that I think that they want novelty. They want something different, and they are stuck in waiting for a confirmation that never comes. You know, like, that's very lazy for a company that is giving them this everything. You know, like, I think that they are very well taken care of. You know, I think that the guys are very comfortable. They are not, oh, but they're like, it's just that there are a lot of members. We have to see like what's their perspective about the company or about the situation that they're in. But okay, Blackpink comeback. Blackpink comeback. It's going to be very nostalgic, a bit retro. Probably they are going to use the same formula. It's like it's going to be a warm feeling in your heart. It's like you will be like, oh, great, I love this. Because, but it's also going to bring you back memories of like, I think I heard this before. Or I think they done this before. Like this sort of. But I think that it's going to be, nevertheless, that it doesn't matter if it's going to remind you of a different. I have to read for Wavy, Marushka. I think I will tomorrow. I will read for Wavy because I have them on my list. I have to like start the week with the readings. I have to also read for. There's another group that I have to read for, and Wavy is on the list. Because Wavy is very heavy in energy. It's like I cannot pull just one card for them because they have a lot of things to say. Wavy has a lot of things to say. It's like they are very intense emotionally, all of them. So I want to dedicate them a reading. But yes, about Blackpink, I think that it's going to be like a reunion, like like the fans like having an encounter again with their favorite artist. So it's going to be emotional. It's going to be reminiscence of the past, yes, but in a good way. Not. I have to do a wavy reading of the Venus in their signs as well. But yes, I think that probably they're going to get. There are a lot of fans that are going to get emotional seeing them have a comeback. It's going to be. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be. It's not about the music. It's more about the experience of having the music again. And probably for the girls, it's also going to be like very emotional. But it's great, I think that they definitely deserve to have this. Like I was saying the other day, like how many merchandise are you going to sell? Like come on, give them an experience, give the fans an experience. They want to see their artists perform. They want to see them sing. Yeah. Give them music. Give them music. Don't give them cupboards or photo cards. They have a lot. They have plenty of them. Okay, Vivis. Vivis and Queendom. Oh. Vivis. The King of Pentacles. There's a possibility that Vivis is going to have a lot of winnings, actually. Vivis could potentially be very good at this. Or actually rank in a very well. The good thing is that they will rely on their experience because they do have a lot of experience. So this will help them to maintain a sort of stability and a status when it comes to ranking higher and higher and higher. They definitely have a lot of potential. Don't take them for granted. They are very stable and they are very eager to win. And they're probably someone's favorite. There's someone I don't know if they are going to have judges, or I'm sure they will, but I don't know who. And they are going to win a lot of hearts. Like people want them to succeed. This is the thing. People want them to succeed, and they are also very great entertainers and workers. Again, we were talking about consistency. Here is consistency. But I'm surprised. I'm like, this is good. This is good news. This is good news. Okay, 80s comeback. Eight of Cups. Is really going to be a comeback? There's something. They are tired, the guys. The guys are emotionally tired. They, like, there's something in there, like, they are like, I'm giving my all. I think they're going to start demanding a change because there's a level of, I gave my all and now I have nothing left to give. So probably, yes, they're going to, it's like, yes, they're probably going to have a successful comeback, but there's a feeling of like, it's like, I want something different. There's this feeling of solitude as well. There's this feeling of loneliness. Like, oh, we are pushing this. We are pushing this project. We are pushing our brand. We are pushing ourselves. And the result is always the same. And I'm drained emotionally. I'm tired emotionally. I don't get what I want. I don't get what I deserve. I deserve better and I don't get it. They are disappointed at something. They are disappointed at someone's doing. I don't know what. It's a mix of feeling, actually. No, they said. Um, mm, do you want me to ask about the plagiarism and stuff? I have 11 minutes. I have time. But there's this sense of, I'm not saying that they don't care about their work, because they do care. It's just that they cared so much for so long that it hurts. When you are too invested. When you are too invested in something and you don't get the results that you want. There's like tyranny, there's exhaustion, but it's an emotional exhaustion. Probably also you have to take into consideration that they're probably going through emotional things themselves, that probably they need to stop a bit to connect with what they are feeling. Probably we don't know what they are going through in their personal circumstances. So there's a level of, I'm tired emotionally. Like, I need to recover. Let me recover. Because this is not 80s energy, actually. I don't think that they, I think that this has more to do with their private personas than the group, actually. Plagiarism. Queen of Wands. Like I said, like we were talking, There could be plagiarism, there could be a lot of things, but they are this queen of wands. They have pride in their creation, they have pride in their performances, they have pride in everything that they have achieved. They are in their thrones, and they are glowing in their thrones. They are not entitled. They are not like, oh, I own this is mine. Like, no, they just don't care. They are action-oriented people. They don't have the energy to be like, oh, I worry about this. No, there's no worries here. And also there's a sense of pride. You know, it's like, probably they do feel a bit of pride, you know, being like, oh, people worry about us. People worry about our image being damaged somehow. People remember us. People think about us. So we sort of give them a bit of pride that people actually care, or that they took the moment to be like, oh, I think that's plagiarism, or I think this is their idea, or I think they did it before, and I think that deserved the recognition, or they deserve an apology. They don't want it. They don't need it. But I think that they value that people took them into consideration. Yeah. But they are very proud of themselves. They are in another instance in their career. Probably if they were rookies, they would be really upset. Because like I always say when I read for 80s, they are very competitive. But they do not compete with others. They compete with themselves. They are like, okay, how can we make this better? I want to be better than the last time. So they are not like, oh, I'm holding on because this concept is mine and I don't like it. No. They are like, oh, I'm glad they are thinking about me. I feel honored somehow. But my mind, my spirit is somewhere else. I have other things to attend to. Yes. Yes. There's a level of frustration, yes. There's, talking about Monster X. Monster X, let's see. Monster X, High Priestess. They definitely know a lot of things. They have a lot of secrets. Like, they probably are working on something, or they have like a collaboration hidden. There's something like hidden here. But they definitely could be potentially working on something. You know, like, okay, we need to keep this private until the time is right, and then we will let know the fans about this. They are very considerate. They are very magical at the same time. There's something about Monster X that they definitely know their female audience. Because there's a lot of female energy in all of them as well. So they are very devoted to the fans. They are very thoughtful. They are very like sensitive to what the fans want. I want to connect with how they feel. I want to be what they want me to be. Like, I want to be feminine myself. I want to be wild. I want to be spontaneous like my fandom. I want to be passionate like my fandom. And they are very intuitive. They have a very intuitive also relationship with the fans. They probably guess what the fans want. Like, they have this very telepathic relationship with the fans. So if you are like suspecting something, that something's coming or that something is hidden, like a news or something, you're probably right. You're probably right, because they are not, they are a mystery to the outsiders, but the fans know them very well because they let the fans get closer to a level of, you know me, you know who I am as an artist. If I have your if I have your recognition or if I have your love, I will be okay. And also, I think that Monsta X also knows a lot of things from the industry. There's something about them being the beholder of secrets. So maybe if they do have like a lot of connections with a lot of people of different groups and different companies, they do know a lot of things. They know a lot of secrets about the industry. And they, of course, they will not display it, but they know that it's their hidden card. If they ever need a favor, or if they ever need to express something, they have a lot of things to say. They have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge. They just act like they don't know, but they know. They know a lot of things. They have been witness of a lot of good and bad things. It's just that they don't talk about it. But if the time is right, if they ever feel like they need to pull out some information, they will. It's just that they are very nice people, but they are not naive. They know that they hold very important information about their reality of some groups, about it's just that they don't want to meddle in someone else's business, but they just know who is who. So if you see them like having connections with people, you can be sure that they are really friends with that people. Because I think that they know a lot of things. They know, they heard, but they were like, okay, it's not my problem. This is why the relationship that I care the most is with my fans. I don't care what the others are doing. I just care about my fans, and that my relationship with my fans is private, and we share this secret language, this secret connection that no one knows. But I also know a lot of things about others. So it's like, don't push me. Don't push me to talk, because if you want me to talk, you know, it's like, I think that if they ever get a sort of criticism for something, they would be like, oh, really? You want to come at me? You want to attack me? I have a lot of things to say. And they would probably would say it like in their lyrics or something. Yes, that moon in Gemini, that moon in Gemini of his. You always have to be careful when you have a moon in Gemini in a group, because you are like, I'm sorry, you have to be careful of the moon in Geminis in the group, because they spill the tea even when they say that they won't. Oh my God! I always, when I meet a moon in Gemini, I'm like, I don't have to tell them my secrets, because they will spill it to the world. Yes, they are so gossipy. It's like they are so, but you know, sometimes Moon in Gemini, they are so funny. They say it like in a joke, or for example, they talk about you and they create this great like storytelling. They're really good at storytelling. So you know, it's like you can't get upset at them, because they do deliver the tea with a sort of grace. Honestly, you said some members will open their eyes too. Wait, I don't know why the comments keep disappearing. Honestly, you said some members will open their eyes about whatever is going on behind the scenes. Did any members? What is the question exactly? Because I didn't understand. The only thing I read was did the members, and I don't. Can you formulate it better? Because I don't understand. I'm sorry. I've been here for 2 hours. Like my mind is already leaving me. But did you see how pretty this deck is? I wanted to show it to you guys. I was like, oh, I want to use this in my life. It's very pretty. I am a girly girl. I have my moments. Sometimes I don't care, and then there are moments where I do care. That's because I have Venus in Pisces. Oh, she's asking if any members opened their eyes yet. Okay. Oh my. Oh my, what's going on with these flying cards? Oh my god. I should get like a sort of umbrella or something like that that would like catch the cards when they fall out like this. Well, this was like this. This is why they have so much to say. This is why the cards flew like this. They always, when the cards flow, I always say this because I know people that watches my channel. Some are beginners in learning tarot, so I try to give them as much insight as the experience of reading from my perspective, of course. When the cards jump out like this, I usually don't take them when I do readings because it doesn't happen very often because I shuffle well. And also because, sometimes you cannot read all the cards. Sometimes the cards that flow are a lot. But it means that probably there's a lot of things to be said, or there's a lot of there's a strong energy of, okay, yes, like, like you see like this amount of energy. So probably this is like the question itself or the person itself that has like a lot of energy and a lot of things that they want in the reading to be. Yes, I will save it, Lindsay, I will. So yes, when they jump like this, it's because there's like this energy. Let's see. And we are talking about a lot of members because I don't know if you mentioned, I think the reading I did was for NCT. So NCT has like 23 members. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So yes, there could potentially be 2, 3. I don't know why this reminds me of Lucas. I'm sorry, I know this is not about Lucas and there are other members, but I remember when I read for him that he also got the Knight of Pentacles. That it's all about a slow process, a slow waiting, a slow Moon in Taurus energy. So I think that probably this is talking about him, and there's this other guy that could be like an earth sign or someone that is very bright and intelligent, and very young. I don't think it's the Hume line. I think it's someone that is younger, but that is very smart. It's very business smart at the same time, and it's very opinionated. It's not reserved. It's not the kind of guy that probably you're thinking about a magnet, for example. No, I think that this guy is young in experience, in age, but he is very knowledgeable. He's very intelligent, and he's very intelligent at how he expresses himself. He's very careful about what he says, but he is a bit upset. He's like, I have, he's like throwing a few comments here and there because I think he wants something to change or he wants someone to give him an explanation. So he's like, I cannot hold what I want to say in. Like I'm seeing this and I want, and probably this has to do with Lucas' situation as well. This could be a friend of Lucas in the group, someone that is close to him, that is like, come on, like, oh, can we do something about this? Can we change the situation? You know, there's this unity. This is why they came out together. You know, because it's like you see an energy that is stuck, that is slow moving, that is moving, because it's not that it's not moving, it's moving. It's a slow pace, like getting there. But it's really slow. It's very blocked. You know, so this person is like getting a bit like, okay, someone should say something. Like, can we talk to someone? Like, can we do something? But there's, you know, honestly, there's all words and ideas, and I think that these guys probably could express their opinions, but probably because they are dealing with people that are very good at business and manipulation, they probably, like, you know, give them a very lame excuse or a um, very manufactured answer, you know, like, okay, we will take into consideration what you say, and we will try to resolve this, you know, so they can send him on peace, you know, like, go, we'll take care of this, go, hoping that because he is really young that he doesn't see, or that. But this guy is very intelligent. He's like, I'm starting to see beyond the appearances here. I'm seeing the manipulation. I'm seeing some things that, you know, he's starting to open his eyes. And I think that he's very influential, even though he's young. He's very influential. It's important that he's opening his eyes, because he's like a key. I'm not saying he's an important member, because all the members are important, but he has the words to his favor. He has a lot of things to his favor. So probably if he says something, he's going to influence others. He holds a bit of power, because he has this sense of loyalty and justice, and he's very righteous, and he's very, you know, committed to the truth and to doing what's right. And he's getting a bit annoyed to seeing a bit like inconsistency and a lot of silence and a lot of lies. It's like you're doing this on purpose, and I don't like it. Okay, guys, this is all I have for this live. I appreciate that you bear with me, that you stay with me for these 2 hours and 8 minutes. But of course, I want you to enjoy your weekend, your Sunday. And of course, I appreciate your support. I always let you know this. And yes, I will try today to upload the part 2 of Venus in the Signs for the rest of NCT members, and then the reading for Sujin. You know, the cards that spell that flew all over the room. I'm going to do a much more detailed interpretation of that for the fans. So I hope to see you there as well. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate that you take your time from this weekend, from this Sunday, to be here and hang out with me. So I will see you in my videos. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.